Hello guys, I'm just Shockwave King, and I'm back here once again. I saw the title of the video, Hajime Ippo Chapter 1317 has finally released like yesterday. Okay, maybe like on Monday or Tuesday. George said there was no breaks. He said there was no breaks, and I was just like, where's the chapter? It's not on the transcan. Where is it? Where is it? But I have a theory. We all know what George is doing over the last week, and we all know what George is watching. The epic showdown between Timofimo Lopez versus Vasily Lomachenko. Even George Morikawa had to put down his pen and pencil to see that epic showdown for unofficially undisputed, since the franchise belt is not the actual belt and the diamond belt is the actual belt, which is owned by Devin Haney. I don't keep up the boxing scene, but I do hop in and out. But let's just get onto the chapter here. Round 13-11 of Hajime Ippo. After a short break, immediately back to the practice. The secret behind holding the mitts. So you see in the Korigami gym outside, just 146, 146, 146. It seems like Ippo is doing the mitts with somebody. We don't see who that is yet, all on the first page. The thing is, I can't tell if that's Ippo bleeding on the page or not, because there are all these splotches on there, but who knows? Who knows? Oh, my nose. I'm sorry, man. So what's Ippo? So Ippo didn't get his nose busted. Who's Teihei Sendo now? Oh, master, I'm sorry. She noticed, like, did she make a mistake with your numbering system? That was clearly Makanuchi's fault for catching it wrong. There's nothing to apologize for. Wow, Shinoda's throwing on the pressure. And he feels like, I'll plug it up. Let's keep going. It's fine. It's fine. That's concerning. How hard does Teihei hit? We're not gonna act like these fools are some type of boxing prodigy, but these juvenile delinquents was dropping other kids with their hit surges in. But Kentaro is still the most interesting one to me. What can Kentaro do? What? I caught a 6 like it was a 3. Yes. And plus it's harder for him to hit. That's why you couldn't dodge it. Weren't you a little too close to him anyway? Wow, everybody's laying down the criticism on young Ippo. Everybody's throwing the criticism. Everybody. Anything I can say. Let's say infighters are bad at holding mitts. Even with how much he's been studying, he's not just quite used to it yet. Kentaro just like, even you masters getting overwhelmed. He was like, I see as he plugged up his nose. That's concerning. How hard did Teihei hit Ippo to bust his nose up like this? This is not an easy feat. I don't even think Sendo has done this. You know, I don't call Sendo busting up and Sendo Ippo's nose like this. Now, recently, recently, we all saw that spar went outside. One of the best chapters of like last year. But this is Teihei. This is Ricky. Typically, outboxers have it easier since they rely on more of a sense of rhythm and distance already. Let me zoom in. Obviously, it varies to person to person, but the difference between infighters and outboxers for mitts. For example, let's check out that veteran. Oh my god, no, not that veteran. Who are you talking about? Kentaro's like, yeah. It only stands that you'd be good at seeing and catching them as well. No, you're active. If you were good at seeing punches and dodging. But who are they talking about? Oh my, of course. Because I had to download these pages, but it's just, of course. When I first saw this, I thought it was in a guide cake, because I was just flashing through the pages so I could see like the top panel. But no, it's Kimura putting in work with Shinoda, throwing multiple rapid fire punches. He's dodging, he's weaving, Shinoda's catching the punches. Kentaro's like, awesome. His breathing is in sync to string those long combos together. Focus, watch, learn from me, Makanuchi. The secrets of holding mates. Now dodge. Pause. as you can see, people was talking junk about Shinoda, but Shinoda is here putting in works. I try to tell people Shinoda knows what he's doing. Shinoda does not get his credit. He may be a terrible boxer, but he is a decent, not on the level of Kurogama, but he's a decent coach for the likes of Kimura, Aoki, and Zagaki. Remember, he manages 3 people, where Kurogama only has 2. That's not right. And Yagi just helps out on the side, and he's mainly the outman who goes set up venues and things like that. And the reason I laugh is, as soon as he said, "Now dodge," of course, Kimura's wig flies right off his head. Could he ever get a break? Could he ever get a break? Look at Shinoda's face when he sees that wig. He looks like an ape. What type of face is that? What type of face is that? And then afterwards, Kimura just decks him in his face. Well, ignore that. Don't use a cheat trick like that. Kimura's like I'm being serious. Wow, what? If Kimura bust up Shinoda's face like that, he's gonna bust open both nostrils. Shinoda's bleeding from the inside of his mouth on both sides. How did Kimura hit him? Takamura's like, "Hey, did you want to play comedian and do it outside the ring?" Oh, this is serious, Takamura. This fuck, that wheel look like a banana peel. It really does look like a banana peel. But there's one thing. Takamura he's in a different mood. He's in a different mood now. Different mood. Goes on to the next page. Let's keep going on, man. Alright. Takamura dodge. Kurogama rearrange the mitts. Takamura goes in multiple combinations. He throws a punch and Kurogama throws a punch. Takamura dodge. Ippo pays attention. Now we'll pause. You see these multi panels, but these are a problem. We'll get to that later. And it's going to internal monologue. Takamura throws at the punch with this ultra detailed panel. And Ippo says to himself, something is different. After it ends, sadly, technically they're like 9 pages, but online it just shows that the double page spread just shows us 1. But sadly, doing 9 page or 8 pages this chapter, and that's pretty much the end. It just Ippo seeing something different than Takamura punches in. Next chapter, we will find out what that difference is. Now, it doesn't say. It doesn't say anything about there being a break next week or anything like that. It just says what happened when Ippo is gone, which is strange. They usually tell us something, but I'll find out next time. That's all it says. But somebody say, well, let's go back. Now, I was slightly disappointed to see that we didn't hop immediately back into the boxing with some other character or just anything like that. But it's just, I saw one that was like 8 pages. It's just like, yeah. Right. But it's a solid chapter. It is surprising that Teihei is able to bust open Ippo's nose like this and have it leaking like this. Like he up here throwing punches like it's Senda. But then again, Ippo was not prepared for it. Ippo did not see it. So it's just. And then I love how Shinoda just like corrects Ippo. It's just like it's not your fault, Teihei. It's Ippo's for not holding the mitt right. And people piles down. Itagaki is like it obviously it has to be much easier for outboxers to already dodging and used to moving and bobbing and weaving on the outside and having rhythm. So it'd be easier to be able to throw up mitt combination and throw out punches. And we'll throw out the mitt hits with the mitts compared to an infighter, since they stand too close and like to slug it out and bust open mouth noses and cause people to spit out mouth guards. And that wig thing it's still funny to me. I don't know why. It's just that wig thing. It's just now dodge. It's just like Shinoda make some type of figures. And Kimura just decks him with a left right in his face. don't use a don't use a cheap trick like that. You gotta feel bad for Kimura. But the more interesting thing, the thing I pointed out, aside from Takamura doing the usual thing with the mix, with a man who's about 5'5" and he's like 6'1", which is surprising would not mess up his punches. The thing I want to point out with the whole mid-throwing thing is, you see that at certain times throughout the series there's an emphasis on the line of the character's eyes, and that usually happens. It doesn't mean anything good, but at the very bottom of the panel, when you look at Coach Kurogama's eyes, he looks very sickly. It is very emphasized like that. And like, you got to remember when wait, was it when Ippo? No, I forgot when. It was like chapters earlier, right? It was chapter earlier, and they realized that Ippo had a fever, and the coach sent him home, and he had that same. Yeah, it's when he came to the gym and like he nearly fell out, and like I think, I think one of them did call Kumi, and just like Ippo was like, how considerate him, just. But yeah, I think Coach Kurogama is very sickly. He's not looking too well, and somebody said, oh, yeah, it's just a little outline. And look, you can see throughout these multiple panels, it is very consistent with this defined outline around Coach Kurogama's eyes. And then on the top of it, Takamura's like, let's keep going, old man. And then even then it looks like, let me zoom in further here. I don't know if that he's close. Maybe he is closing his eyes right here. I don't think so. Yeah. Let me refocus, zoom in. He might, but it depends. It depends how George is drawing it. But yeah, all these panels have Coach Kurogama looking very sickly. And this is the Beast Kurogama. I've recently started calling him the Beast Kurogama in my head, because when you go back to them chapters where Ippo was training for the new Dempsey role, and you just see Coach Kurogama hitting the logs from multiple angles, and he goes in with no coda, and he's just like, this got my blood pumping, man. I gotta keep with these young kids, even if it kills me. And he takes a bite of the board, and he's just like, he looks like an outright beast. And like no coda, just like, he looked like some kind of animal. And he just busts out laughing, and he's just. And to see the Beast Kurogama in this condition, this is probably one of the worst conditions you've ever seen him in, ever since he fell out against Ippo. So he could have like another cold, another fever. That's the thing, before Ippo left, he was just fine. But now Ippo's back, and then he looking very sickly, very sickly. So myself, it's just an outline on the outside. These are multiple panels, close-up panels of Coach Kurogama. He's looking sick, unusually sick around the eyes. As now I think about it, is he also looking older than compared to usual? And then like, now that I think about it, when Coach Kurogama trained with like Ippo or Takamura, did he ever shake this much when getting hit, when he holding the mitts? I don't recall him getting hit, shaking this much. I really don't. I said it's really emphasized how much like he's shaking with each punch. But again, this could be Takamura, but that doesn't explain the eye thing and why he looks sickly as well. Now, I don't mean to be right that Coach Kurogama might end up dying, but it's becoming more and more emphasized. But the main thing to take away from this chapter, what have Takamura learned? What type of sweet new combinations have he put together? Who knows? I really have no idea. Nothing was really showing off aside from them throwing the mitts back and forth. And Kurogama catching punches with the mitts, and Takamura dodging the punches that Kurogama throw and going for the multi-combination, dodge again, multi-combination. So I don't know what Takamura is deeply developing on. I really do not know. But it'll be fun to find out next chapter. It doesn't say if there's going to be a break or not. He just said to come back next time, so. Yeah, the only conclusion is, only reason we got 8 pages, or 8 to 9 pages this chapter is George Morikawa. We all know he was watching on last Saturday. The showdown between Vasily Lomachenko and Timofimo Lopez for unofficially undisputed lightweight championship bout. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much been it. Besides from me and my rambling, that has been chapter round 13, 17. Not too much happened. We do get some involvement to the story. Takamura is looking as beastly as ever. But I'll leave off on this question. If you also saw this chapter or see the panels, do you believe that Kurogama is sick? Because he really does look like he's sick. He really does. And we only see him for like technically it's for 3 pages. No, you only see him for like 2 pages. But he's actually on screen. And even the previous page, he's looking sickly. Okay, look at Takamura's eyes. His eyes are regular. But look at Coach Kurogama. It really is emphasizing the underline. I think he also looks older. But I don't mean to be right. And it's just Coach Kurogama did say, if these younglings take my life, then so be it. So do you think Coach Kurogama is about to meet the old Grim Reaper by the next 2 chapters, or end up in the hospital again because he's not looking in good condition? What do you think about Teihei breaking Ippo's nose? Well, not breaking, busting up Ippo's nose. I don't recall too many people actually doing that. And Ippo still trains moderately, not like a boxer, but he still keeps in shape. So maybe more Shockwave King. And I leave off on this question: what do you think Takamura is practically training for? Or yeah, what do you think who Takamura is training for? Or what type of training he's undergoing? Or what he's learned? All those are part of the same group. And do you believe that Kurogama is once again sick and he just might end up collapsing the gym again? Be one with Shockwave King, and peace. I need to stop saying that you boy thing.